What is going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Mattia, and today we're going to go over the 4 traits of a killer subject line. A subject line that will increase your open rate. A subject line that they will not be able to not notice and to not open. And when they see all the list of the different subject lines, yours stand out. So how do you do that? You do that by following the 4 traits of a killer subject line. And that's exactly what we're going to see in this video. I say to not waste any time, and let's start with the first one. Urgent. That's the first trait of a killer subject line. Humans need some sort of urgency in order to take action. Think about it. We're lazy. We wait until the last minute to pay the bill. We wait till the last minute to clean the dishes. We wait till the last minute for everything. So we need to give them some sort of urgency in order to get them to click the email now, to click the link now. For everything they gotta do, they need to take action now. In this case, we want them to open the email now. And the more urgency we create, the more FOMO we create. So fear of missing out. If it's something urgent, you are scared of missing out on that thing if you don't take action now. Which means that the more FOMO, the more likely they are to take action now. Which means that the more likely they are to take action now, the better the email will perform. That is kind of self-explanatory. But if you feel like you're scared of missing out, you need to open this email, you might miss out on an incredible deal, you're more incentivized to open the email. So we can conclude that the more urgency there is in an email, the better it is, the better the open rate is going to be. Then, of course, the content of the email is going to have to be good. But let's start by looking at some examples of an urgent subject line. Okay, now is the time. 47 minutes left. New. Sam Altman fired from OpenAI. Redeem your $1,543 discount. 2 hours left. Unveil the secrets of passive income. 2 spots. In this case, we always gave urgency. We always gave some time. So in this case, now is the time, 47 minutes. New. Sam Altman fired from OpenAI. Okay, so it's something new, it's something urgent. Because, of course, also urgent can go with the emotion of new. If it's something new and you want to know the news, it's also urgent because you want to know it now. Redeem your $1,543. 2 hours left. We've put there the urgency of 2 hours. Act now or within 2 hours. And also we use the word redeem, which is like take for free $1,543. But you have only 2 hours to do it. So that's powerful. Unveil the secrets of passive income. 2 spots. So they need to act now before the 2 spots get taken. So these are 4 different types of urgency. Let's move on with the second trait. The subject line needs to be unique. This is a non-negotiable in subject line. I've already talked about this a lot of time in my past videos, but when a person receives one of your emails and feels like they've already seen something similar to that, they've already seen a subject line that sounded like that, they're going to categorize your subject line as similar and they will not open it. To them, the information inside, the similar information, is not worth their time, so they will not open your email. So your email needs to be unique. If we had to choose one trait over all of them, I would say this is it. Because as long as your email is unique, you're gonna get open rate. Some people, I see some personal brands, they send out the weirdest subject lines. The weirdest. Why do they do that? Just to get the attention, hook them, and then the content is good. Then the content is something else. But the subject lines have nothing to do sometimes with the email. They're just unique. So unique that people have to open it. They stand out so much, okay? Uniqueness is what makes your email stand out. So it's important because if it's something unique, it's also something new to their mind, which is very important. It's very powerful. If it's something new, it's powerful. If it's something similar, they will not open it. It's terrible. Would never want it to be similar, sound similar to anything else. Let's look at It's crazy how easy it is to make $1 million. Are you willing to suck for 3 to 5 years? I'm sick of this bullshit with the emoji. Okay? What we can see here is that they're just controversial, unique, something you don't hear very often. The IRS just paid for my dinner stands out with the emoji of pasta. It's crazy how easy it is to make $1 million. This one goes because it's controversial. It's unique. Everybody talks about making $1 million is difficult. You've tried that. Making $1 million is difficult. But the moment you say it's easy or how crazy easy it is, they're going to open it because it's unique, it's controversial. Are you willing to suck for 3 to 5 years? People are kind of confused from these and open it for that reason. I'm sick of this BS. This one performed very well because people are just like, okay, whenever there's a gossip, whenever there's anything new, unique, they want to open it. They want to read it. So in this case, this one performed well for that reason. Let's move on with the third trait. Useful. You need to remember, every time your recipient receives your emails, in his mind, he always thinks, what's in it for me? Is reading this email worth my time? And based on those two questions, they decide if opening your email or not. So that's why I always also say your result of the email, how well the email performed, you're going to see that in the next email. Because if you send out a shitty ass email, the content inside is terrible, your next email is going to perform bad. You're going to see the results and the performance in the next email. So remember, if the subject line has nothing to do with the interests of your avatar, it's most likely going to get a low open rate. If you talk about how to increase muscle mass, now, I mean, that it can be compared to everybody. But if you talk about how to lose weight to someone who wants to gain weight, they're most likely not going to open your emails, right? So that's also why it's important to segmentate your leads, etc., etc. But this is what I'm saying. You need to send out the right message, the right useful email to the right people. And now let's see 4 examples. The $1 million business idea. 9 steps to creating an online product. Easy. The mystery of multi-income taxation. Struggling with content ideas, easy fix. Okay, so the first one kind of applies to everybody. The $1 million business idea formula. The moment we say formula, they expect to see the formula inside the email. 9-step guide to creating an online product. Easy. People who want to create an online product. If that is your avatar, they're going to find that email useful. And also we add easy, which is a powerful emotion. If you don't know what I talk about, when I talk about emotions, I'll leave you the link up here for my 1-hour course. And I go over all the emotions, power words, etc., etc., etc. The mystery of multi-income taxation. If people have multi-incomes and you are a tax specialist, they're going to find this email helpful. There's no way around it. So this is helpful to those kind of people. Struggling with content ideas, easy fix. We call out our avatar. Are you struggling with content ideas? If the answer is yes, easy fix. They already know what's in it for them. The fix for struggling with content ideas. The way to come up with content ideas. And then you have to provide that inside the email. But that's another story. Let's move on with the 4th trait. Ultra specific. This is very important. It follows the human psychology of curiosity and credibility. When you try to kind of build authority, talking big numbers, most people kind of confuse that with the scammy, guru, and stuff like that. So it's important that our numbers are credible. If we say, how I made 16K in 2 hours, it sounds much less real than how I made $16,157 in 2 hours. Or how I made $16,157 in an hour and 53 minutes. How more credible does that sound? A lot. And that's because the ultra specificity makes it real. So don't be generic, be ultra specific, and let's look at 4 ultra specific examples. Minus 2.8 kilograms of fat in 27 days at 41 years old. How much specificity? Sounds so real. How I went from 0 to 1K a month in 17 days. What could I have done here? How I went from 0 to 1.3K a month in 17 days. It would already sound much better. That's how it is. How one stupid mistake cost me $17,197. Right? Ultra specific, the number makes it real. How I make $2,974 a month while sleeping. Again, the number makes it real. Not every kind of email is going to have numbers inside, but whenever you have one, make sure the numbers are specific. Don't say 2K, don't say 16K, don't say 30 days. You be as specific as possible because people believe towards specific. And people at the same time don't believe or tend to call scammy or salesy or pushy the ones that are not, as if it was a scam, because it can't be the perfect number. I've heard that number so many times, but if you give them a number they've never heard and it sounds so specific that it could be real, you'll get more open rate. So these were the 4 traits of a killer subject line. And as you've seen in these different subject lines, I've combined them a lot of times. These are the traits, but it's important that if you combine them, it's going to be much, much more powerful. You always want to have at least 2 of those emotions. Besides the purely unique emails, you always want to have 2 emotions in the subject line. Not 2 emotions, 2 traits in the subject lines. Okay? So for example, how I make $2,574 a month while sleeping. This is also kind of unique because while sleeping, you're making all those money and it's ultra specific. Okay? This one, for example, is useful. How I went from 1K a month to from 0 to 1K a month in 17 days. It's specific because we say 17 days, but it's also useful. We're going to show them how we did it. Okay? This one is kind of unique. Minus 2.8 kilograms of fat in 27 days at 41 years old. You don't see that very often. It stands out. So it's important. You have these 4 traits. Write them down. Next time you're writing a subject line, think about them and let's combine at least 2. Unless you're doing a purely unique email, which you don't want to be sent too often. And in that case, you can use only that trait. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, smash a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Many more videos are on the way. Join my Discord server. You find it out here in the description if you want to connect with me and with the other 350 copywriters. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.